Hello everybody and welcome to the Red Hot Racing League tonight at Talledega in the Xfinity Series, our middle series, Tier 2 out of the 3. We're going to see probably a lot more high side action than we did last night, especially with these cars being able to maneuver the draft a lot easier than the trucks are. But even with the trucks, we saw the high side work, the low side work, the middle side. It was 3-wide racing at some points and 2-wide racing for a good portion of it. So hoping to see that here today, especially with a lot more speed in these cars. We're going to see a lot more battling, and hopefully it'll be just as good, if not even better than last night. So really excited to get this race going. Rock NASCAR says hello to everyone in the booth, and good luck to all the drivers. Thank you, Rock, for stopping by, and hello to you, and welcome to the stream. And yes, good luck to all the drivers. So, Kevin, is there anyone in particular you're looking at to be a plate race ringer here tonight and take home the Talledega trophy? I don't think Kevin's here. Kevin has gone MIA. He has to adjust himself real quick, but while we wait for that, personally, if we're going based off of last night, I mean, and it's really anyone's game, as we know, but there's a lot of guys who have been really strong just in the Xfinity cars, and there's a lot of guys who have also been really strong in plate races, so you got to take that into account. But anyone's race, last night saw a lot of Drew up front, saw a lot of Fabico up front. Those are two guys I'm looking at. You can never count out people like Asylums and Ward Burton and Damon, who will be starting in the final 3 spots, 24th, 23rd, and 22nd. You can't count out driver of the 88 truck from last night. That's Grams. He'll be starting in 21st. So we got a couple guys hot seating here tonight. It's going to be pretty good to see. Sean for Life's here. We got Super NASCAR Fan, I believe, is in the field tonight. Gamers Blazing also in the truck series here. He'll be in the field. So we'll see. There's a lot of good guys out here for plate racing, but there's a lot of guys who have a lot of experience in these Xfinity cars. So it's going to be really, we'll see what's more important here, experience at plate tracks or experience in the Xfinity car. So it'll count. It'll see who hits their marks and makes the best strategy call. But Kevin, before we get into the booth, I believe you're back now.
Yes.
Anybody that you're specifically looking at to be a factor in this race?
I mean, again, any of the Cup guys that we have in the field, you had to look at. But there's some guys, that I would look at too if he's here. Fabico Gamers. I mean, again, we saw how he did early in the season at Daytona. If his internet doesn't plague him like it has in the past, he is definitely going to be to me a threat. Look at guys like T-Glass, who does particularly well at these places. In fact, snuck out a 3rd place finish in the Truck Series last night. And of course, guys like Material Zero, who's sitting just over the cut line. Material sits just over the playoff cut line, which is something else we're going to kind of briefly touch on tonight, as we did yesterday. But Xfinity is also 2 races away. So guys like that, and of course, again, we're at Talledega. Assuming things go right, anybody in this field has a chance. But at the same time, things can also get flipped upside down, literally, very, very quickly at this place. So there's a whole lot on the line. Guys like Trippy as well, who is trying to distance himself from the cut line. Currently comes in here 12 above the cut. He's trying to grow that again, starting the season kind of late as well. So really good comeback for him. And it looks like if things settle the way they are, he will, in fact, achieve his goal of making the playoffs. So all that considered and all that taken care of, Gavin, we're in for a good race tonight. We saw one in the trucks last night, the first 2 stages. The 3rd one was kind of quiet, but knowing how these Xfinity cars are and knowing what I saw at Daytona, compared between trucks, Xfinity and Xfinity Cup, we're in for a really good show tonight, and I expect great racing.
Yeah, I mean, the trucks really surprised me with them being typically a heavier vehicle. They take a lot more to maneuver through the surface and all that, and especially with draft, they're really heavy, so it's really hard to get a run with them, but we saw them being made last night, so hopefully we'll see some more of that tonight. You were talking about Trippy Tricks, who is 12 above the cut line. Unlike yesterday, where he could just mosey around the track, he's going to have to really be on his horse tonight and be be very alert on what's happening around him. 12 points can go in the blink of an eye here at a track like this. But before we go any further and babble on anymore, let's get into our Circle B diecast starting lineup for Talledega, shall we? Starting first, T-Glass. Second, we got Zachary. Third, Air Just Cuz. Fourth, Trippy Tricks. Fifth, Material Zero. Sixth, Nugget. Drew LMAO rolling off 7th. Honorary Hades, he'll set sail in the 8th position. Fabico Gamer, plate ringer, you might say. He'll be starting 9th. Rounding out the top 10 will be M. Wright. Starting in 11th, Idyllic Fungus. Starting 12th, ADR Co. rolling off in the 13th position. It will be Boog. And right outside of him, it'll be Brodozer in the 14th spot. Starting 15th, Horatio Kane, Cup regular. Starting 16th, I believe, is a truck regular. Gamer is Blazin. He is also on the cut line for the truck series. So pretty cool to see a guy like him up here. 17th, supposed to be Super NASCAR fan. Don't know if he's here or not. 18th, Graham Cracker. 19th, Sean for Life. 20th, Madara in it. 21st, Grams. 22nd, Word Burton. 23rd, Asylums. And 24th is Captain as we take it green here as T-Glass rolls us off with the 13 on his high side. Got a lot of side-by-side action early in this race. 10 laps in the stage. With that pace lap knocking off a lap, it's going to be a lot of two-wide racing, I think, and it's going to be a lot of moves are going to be made here, especially for a lot of guys being really close to the cut.
And I want to point out as well, again, as we head down here and these guys single, I'll be interested to see actually how these guys go. Again, fuel won't be a problem, just like the truck race last night, we'll be on 1 times wear tonight, so I think they get like 34 on fuel. That should not become an issue. If it would come up, it would be during the final stage of this, but I don't see it coming up as an issue. But again, these are shorter stages, Gavin. We are so close to the playoffs. Again, after this, we only have Charlotte left to go in the regular season, and then we kick off a run for a championship, and only 10 guys have a shot at that. Right now, the battle to find out who those 10 guys will be has started again. I believe there's a couple guys. I believe T-Glass, I know he is locked in to the playoffs already, kind of similar to what Trippy was last night. He was a points leader and had enough of a gap to where he could already be claimed to be locked in, no matter what happens in these next couple of races. So he wasn't locked in, but he was all but locked in. If he wasn't locked in, he was extremely close. So we're gonna call him locked because he is here tonight. So if you don't factor in those, though, there's a lot of guys on this bubble like Material Zero who are so close, right on that bubble, even Trippy, and guys like that are so close. They have to be very, very cautious and careful about what they do here tonight because there's so much out of their control. They need to get everything they can.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of guys are getting shuffled out of that bottom line early, and that's gonna hurt as Trippy Tricks will be one of the few to get moved out. And now Horatio is going to take him 3 wide on the high side with Graham Cracker right behind him, 3 wide. And Horatio is going to try to make a quick move there. Holy Nugget slides up into second. A little contact made between them. That's going to move Horatio up the line. A big wreck on the apron there.
See if we get a caution or not.
Fabico Gamer gets past that. I believe it's 2 cars on the apron, but that's not going to stop the pack just yet. Racing continuing to heat up here as now the line is starting to fizzle out. A big block there from Trippy on the 5 car there. He's going to hold that 5 down and slow him up there so he can fit right back into line. So Trippy Tricks managing to hold off the 5 there, and good move by him. Material Zero, one of the cars involved early in a wreck. He's going to have a lot of damage to his car. Going to go back up to the front though. I believe it's still T-Glass up in the lead with Holy Nugget right behind him. The 6 looks like Honorary Hayes in 3rd, and I believe the 93, if I'm not mistaken, is M. Wright in 4th. 5th will be this. I can't even see who that is. I believe that's Ward Burton running around in the 5th spot. So Asylum's right behind them as well, and you know, Kevin, those 2 started really far to the back, almost basically on the last row, so they've made their way up here very quickly.
Indeed, two of your hot seat guys, two of your Cup Series guys headed down here to come down and run this race. And again, this is one of the more popular races. This is the last time we will be at one of these plate style races. I guess this is in Xfinity. It's still Restrictor Plates Cup. It's the whole tapered spacer thing. But Xfinity, this will be the last time we head to a plate track for the season. So obviously this is a pretty popular one before the start of the playoffs, and it very well may be the last time we hit up one of these on this game. But that'll be talked about later on. Hopefully we get more information on that from of course the developers themselves as to when that will come out. I know there's a lot of anticipation there, but this is, needless to say, it was a pretty popular race, and we had quite a few Cup guys want to come down here. I think we ended up 5 laps to go at this in the stage there. Also, by the way, I just thought about it. If anybody is wondering where Abyss is again, he has a very good reason not to be here tonight. It is his birthday, so first of all, wish him a happy birthday if you happen to see or find him anywhere or in the chat, whatever. He's out having a fun night for his birthday. Took the night off, so we wish him a happy birthday. And from what we can tell, talking to him a little bit today, he's having a pretty good one. So.
Yeah, I think he just got a Xbox Series X. I haven't been able to get my hands on one, but looking forward to getting that sometime shortly. Hopefully, maybe when my birthday rolls around here in a couple months, I will be able to grab one. But back up front, T-Glass, Holy Nugget, the line still stays the same, except for Trippy Tricks is now in the top 5 in front of Ward Burton, who sits 6th. So the top 5 virtually the same, just Trippy Tricks has made his way back up there after falling like a rock. I kind of want to take a look. I want to see what happened to Air Just Cuz, who started on the high side, I believe, and now it looks like he has fallen off too. The second pack, which is led by Fabico Gamer, seems like that pack has really fallen off there. They're about half a straightaway behind the front pack, and that pack definitely needs to get it together and not run too wide like they are right now if they want to have a chance of getting back up to the front. Fabico Gamer, though, he leads the second pack.
How about back up front? These guys racing up here again in this lead pack. A lot of moving around going on, and again, we're coming to, I believe, 3 laps to go at the line. So when we hit this, there's going to be a lot of moving and jockeying around going on by these drivers, especially those around the cut line that see a chance to get points right here. These are very important points. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some aggressive blocking and driving here in the next 2.5 laps, Gavin.
Yeah, Horatio went up high to help that high side and ended up getting left out to dry. But now's the time to make your moves, and you see right here the guys that started basically in the back row are now 1-2. Ward Burton leads this pack now, and right behind them is Asylums with Drew LMAO in 3rd. The 98 of Holy Nugget also went to the high side, and now he is in 4th. And now the 22 is in 5th, and it looks like, Kevin, they're setting something up back there with the 22 bogging down to possibly pull on this backstretch. So look for 2 wide down the backstretch here, as it looks like the 22 is gearing up for a run. We'll see if it makes anything of it, though, as they come down to the backstretch here with, I believe, only 2 laps left in this stage, Kevin.
Coming around to the white, there is a lap car up here a little ways. I don't believe it will be a factor, but it will be close. We have a lap and a half left in this race, and indeed they're setting up for a run. You see them, they're going to try to pull that now. We'll see how much they can do with it. Again, side draft is going to be these guys' best friend when they do this.
I think the run was just made a tad bit too late. They kind of waited until the entrance of the corner. Typically you want to make it out of the exit. That's not going to do them any good. The run made way too late.
They're going to have another shot
up here. He's the next lap car. They will have another shot. And it looks like Hades, something happens to him there. He's going to fall under the apron. Manages to get back up onto the track safely. Good thing he didn't hit anybody there, thankfully. Looks like the 61 will be the first lap car of the day, I believe, and sucks for him because he was up front starting this race, I believe, in the top 5, and that's just something for Material Zero you hate to see. You see some damage on the nose, though, but the white flag has been waved. So we're on the last lap. Yeti making a move to the high side. Nobody's going to go with him. He's by himself. I don't think we'll see anything here unless Asylums has got something up his sleeve in second.
I definitely think he might. They split up a little bit, especially towards the back.
We'll see. Here comes Drew on the high side. Can he get second? No, he won't. It'll be Ward Burton winning the stage. Asylums will take home second. Third will come home Drew. 3 Cup regulars finishing 1, 2, and 3. So Cup guys have really shown the experience. The experience is really playing a factor here over the being used to the Xfinity cars, because you know our Cup regulars, they get a limited seat time in the Xfinity cars, and it looks like the experience of racing in general has just gone over the being comfortable in an Xfinity car. These guys up front know what they're doing, and we'll have to see now if there's any sort of pit strategy that might come into play. I believe we're on one times wear, so there is a
Yes.
possibility of possibly pitting now, not pitting later. There's also a possibility of pitting late in stage 2 and not pitting at all for the rest of the race. So we'll have to see if anybody makes a change. We'll see. 3 people stay out. It looks like the 98 and the 22 are going to be your front row, which seem to be 2 of the most powerful guys up in this Xfinity Series, Kevin. The 18 also staying out, but you can't leave out the 68 of Trippy Tricks. He's also got to be one of the top 3 guys in this series, if you ask me, and I believe if you ask any of his other competitors, they would say that he's one of the guys to watch every race, along with these 2 up front. T-Glass, though, back up to the lead with the 98 right on his bumper. These 2 Fords linking together down the back straightaway. 2 wide racing down the backstretch.
And these guys, again, we're going to see for a little while, these guys kind of do the double file thing like they've been doing, and they'll kind of file out. Now, I've noticed it kind of goes in waves, and they'll get double file again. It goes back and forth, and it really depends as well on how the pack itself is, who's in the pack. I've noticed if these guys can find a friend or two to help them kind of advance their way through the pack. We'll see what happens here is, well, these guys are taking a little bit unorthodox approach to singling out Gavin.
It looks like the high side's already forming. The 18's lag definitely going to help it out. As you can see, Ward Burton and the rest of the guys up on that high side really looking to make a move. We might see the 22 block it. That's a late block. That's going to put Ward Burton in the wall. That's going to scramble the field, actually. The 8 is going to hit the inside wall hard. But it looks like that and the 22 are the only 2 cars involved. The 69 of Ward Burton definitely not going to be happy with a move like that. That block was extremely late. But all that does is help the high side even more, because now they lost one of the most powerful pullers on the bottom, as the 60 now is in the lead. Can that bottom line get formed again to try to pull in front with Nugget at the helm? 4 wide through the middle of the pack.
I tell you, man, these guys are so... That's what I was talking about. We saw how the truck race went last night, and even the first 2 stages in that one were pretty good. These cars, though, the runs are so much bigger with them. They have so much more power. They draft quite a bit better, at least I think, as far as pulling up to guys. The trucks draft well together, but you don't have the power in the trucks that you have with these cars, so the runs aren't usually quite as strong. This way, though, I mean, you see what's happening. You see the 3-4 wide action we have all the way through this pack, and we've seen it all night so far, and we're going to continue to see it, Gavin.
Yeah, every lane is definitely being utilized, and you'll see a lot of guys hang up on that high side. You'll see some hang on the bottom. Here's the 8 who took a really hard plunge into the inside wall just a lap earlier. You can see the sheet metal of that 8. Hellman's Chevrolet is not happy with him, as he really crunched that nose up in the hood as well. Looks like the bottom, either the 18 still having lag issues or he's trying to make a run on the 98, but he does have guys to his high side, so we'll have to see if the 18 can make anything of it. It looks like maybe a run was tried to be made, and the high side might be in danger because the 18 has been having some lag issues, but right now he is in the lead. That's going to shuffle things up, though, especially if he lags. That's going to kill that outside in a matter of an instant. The 6 also looking to make a run, it looks like, as he's gotten a little gap between him and the 98 there. You can kind of see it. 3 wide through the middle of the pack there, but right now a sitting duck is the 98 of Nugget. Kevin?
And again, Nugget, one of these guys is trying to get his way in here into the playoffs. He wants to race for this. I tell you what, you look at this bottom, and you look at the lines here, and you see a difference. I see a couple guys in the lines that are kind of slowing up a little bit, and it's really hurting the momentum. And if that continues to happen, eventually what's going to happen, Gavin, is these guys are going to get either too far out because the other line doesn't have enough momentum, whatever. If there's a car up front in that line or even leading the line that's kind of slowing it down, the rest of these guys, while it sounds bad, kind of have to figure out a way to get rid of that car so that they have a chance. Again, if you get these guys to a point where they're getting bogged down, it's going to hurt them. But how about Material Zero, Gavin, who had gotten in trouble in stage 1 after rolling off P4. He's all the way back up to 4th.
Yeah, he's really made a mark there getting back up to where he started after having a rough stage 1. So now he's just got to keep that car clean and see if he can manage to stay up there. You got Sean for Life, though, right behind him in the 07. 40 of Graham Crackers there as well. I think that's your top 5, Kevin, with Hades leading and Nugget in 2nd. Trippy Tricks running right there in 3rd. These guys really are putting on a show early here for us as that top line's still going back there. I'm surprised they haven't given up just yet, but it looks like they're going to have to because they need to get back down. Pool on that pack in front of them now, which is starting to line up. The 6, though, still up front. This is his first time up in the lead, and this will be, I believe, his 2nd or 3rd lap led on the night. In stage number 2, the 6 of Hades still leading with 4 laps remaining in stage number 2, Kevin.
Now, Gavin, obviously you'll get to do this tomorrow, and there's a little bit of a caveat to that, but we'll get into that tomorrow. But obviously, you've done this plenty of times before. We're coming to the end of the stage here. There's a lot on the line, especially for these guys, again, that are around the bubble. When do you make that move to try to get around Hades, or do you work with Hades? What do you do here as a driver?
Well, I think you got to find out early who's going to go with you, who isn't going to go with you. That's a lot of the strategy play in it. It's more of you got to see who's willing to work with you and who isn't, who's willing to use the high side and who's not. And if nobody's willing to use the high side, which we know isn't the case here tonight, then you don't go. But with there being a lot of guys able to use the high side, I think we might see some guys trying to make moves as we go 3 laps to go. But I think you got to have a clock in the back of your head. The timer is definitely ticking to make a move, and 3 laps and less is probably the time that you're going to try to make it, because you can definitely block for 2 laps. I believe that if you do it right, you can block for 2 laps, but I mean there's also a chance that if you make a huge mistake, then there's something in that'll just mess you up completely. But as we were talking about that, it looks like the 98 might have had a lag issue, and that, unfortunately, maybe it was Hades lag, but it looks like a few guys got knocked out and had to pass below the yellow. I don't know if that'll be an issue, but we'll have to check back with that later. 61's going to block on the bottom, I believe, 2 laps to go. 61 is in the lead, Material Zero. This is where his money is made. We'll see if he can hold on for the rest of the stage. Kevin?
He's trying to do this again. He's right there on the cutoff. Only +1 coming in here. A stage win right here would be huge for Material. He needs to do this. He's doing a great job. Let's see, though. Can he hold it off again? There's going to be runs coming late in this thing, Gavin, that he's going to have to know when to block, be looking to block. We'll see what happens here. This is going to be a fun stage finish. Who makes the move? When does it happen? Or can Material hold on and get that stage win?
There's a lot of guys antsy to make this move as the white flag is taken for stage 2. A lot of guys are antsy to take this move. You see that high line bogging it down a little bit, trying to get back in line and possibly build one up. The 6 also might be looking to build one up. You see a tad bit of a gap in between the 61 and the 6. Will it be enough? Right now, you're going to have to make that move coming out of 4. Big wreck towards the back of the pack. The 54 goes really far below the apron. Can he hang on to it? The 13 is going to not maybe lose the pack, but look right now on the 6's hood here of that TikTok Chevrolet. He's going to try to make a move to this high side coming out of 4, and we're going to be right on board for it. Here he goes to the outside of the 61. The 61 gets a great block with it. Can he get down and block down? Trippy Tricks is there. They're going to door to the line. The 61 gets it by an inch. By the inch of the nose, the 61 will win stage 2. What a finish, to say the least, from the 61 and the 68 there for the stage win. And I believe with that stage win, the 61 will also pick up a chase point or a playoff point. So congratulations to the 61 there, winning stage number 2. Manages to block that big run from the 6, and then somehow manages to hold off hard charger Trippy Tricks, who will end up finishing second by thousandths of a second there for stage 2. But don't leave yet. Stay tuned. We got stage 3 racing coming up right here in just a few moments. Drivers are going to make their pit inputs if they need to, and we'll see who's going to stay out, who's going to be the strategist here, and who's going to be the one who gets the checker, and who's going to be the one who is the wrecker. We'll have to see, Kevin. Stage 3 about to be underway.
And you know what else, real quick? We might have the birthday boy joining us. I just saw him get on the line. We'll see if he joins us or not. We'll give him that option. But the birthday boy at Dark Abyss just got on the line. He might be able to join us for this final stage, Gavin. We are back to green. Fuel, no problems.
29 laps remaining in this contest tonight. The 61 wins the last stage, but what sucks is he's going to start on the high side, and he is not able to get a good start. But what we've seen, Kevin, we've seen the 18 in second before, and we've seen the 18 fall off the pack like a rock in water. I believe you used that phrase yesterday, so I'm going to steal it from you. He has fallen off the pack really bad, and we'll have to see can he hang on this time. But look at the high line starting to possibly form. The 61's going to drop down, so no more pull for that high side. We're going to see, though, can this high side get any sort of move. Graham Cracker makes his way up into the third spot. Hades still leading. Sean for Life holding his own on the outside. Don't know how he's doing it. But the 6 is going to lead the first lap of the third stage with the 18, the 40, the 61, and the 07 in the top 5 right now. The 10 is about to take it on the bottom. Hades still up front. Unfortunately didn't win last stage. He got a good block to the nose, and you know Hades, he's one to use that rear bumper as a block, but he's also one that's going to have to take it there at the end of that last stage. But back up front right now, the 6 in the lead with the 18 right behind him, Kevin.
Indeed, and by the way, we have the birthday boy. He has shown up. He has arrived. Hopefully I know he had a good day with some of the gifts he got. I think Gavin mentioned the big one earlier. But he is here, and I'm going to very quickly get him in the lobby. But Abyss, it's been a good race so far. We had such a close stage 2 finish. Trippy and Material Zero at the line there. Just barely. Trippy lost it. Material ended up picking up the stage win there. Again, both those guys are on the bubble, so it's been fun so far. A lot of 2, 3, even 4 wide racing at some points through this thing, Abyss. So it's been fun. You, by the way, just got your game invite.
And it looks like Yeti there might have lagged. I think Yeti there lagged a little bit, and that shuffled the field up. You saw a lot of guys duck down below the apron to miss it. But you know what that does for Material Zero? Look where he is now. He's in second right there with T-Glass on his bumper, and he is right behind Hades, who has led all of stage number 3 so far. I believe it's only been 4 laps now that he has led. So Hades running up in the front. Highline starting to get some traction. We're seeing a lot of more guys like to go up to that high side now and make a move. 5 of them up there. You got Trippy Tricks, you got Nugget, you got Drew, you got Bro Dozer's even up there. Word Burton's up there. I believe we might see some more try to pick up on that high side. Nugget's going to duck back down. He's not going to help that high side just yet. He wants to keep his track position, possibly even gain a couple spots there. Hades still in the lead. The 61 is going to try to make a move there. He's not going to be able to. It's a little difficult. For the 61 to make some moves. But we've seen him do it before. He will manage to make a move where it's necessary. And, you know, showing his plate experience earlier, he's been really good at blocking the lanes and doing it cleanly. I don't think he's done anything dirty this race. Material Zero, definitely not one of those that you would think would do something dirty, and he hasn't. He's a very clean driver and very smart when it comes to making his moves, and he showed it earlier when he won that second stage. Right now, the single file racing now is starting to pick up. They're starting to line back up. But they were 3 wide for a good minute, though, last lap. Right here in turn number 3 and 4, they were 3 wide just for a moment. But now they're starting to single file out. Hades, though, still is up front. And you only have to wonder when will moves start, Kevin, because, honestly, these guys in the back are definitely going to try to make something happen. So they got the 60 at the helm of that third little section there. Will we see a move from them? Now Word Burton is the leader of that really massive pack back there. I believe it's about 10 cars. Once they get linked together, you only have to wonder, will this move be extremely large? I believe it will. We're going to see if we can get back there with that pack. Look at that. Word Burton's pack making a major move. We'll see if they can get there in time. It looks like the run is starting to die out as Word Burton just gets to the outside of second. He doesn't have anybody on his bumper yet, but Trippy Tricks is willing to be the savior that Word Burton needs, as Trippy Tricks still to the bumper there. Horatio Kane's going to gain some traction. He's going to push up on that bumper. The 18 also going to join in and link up on the high side. It's 4v3. The high side's going to gain some traction. Ward Burton's going to lead that lap. Ward Burton is going to hold the outside with the 68, and the 18. And that pack behind him looks to be pulling up as well. Hades now falling ever so slightly out of this top 5. So Hades still needing to make that move to get back up to the front, Kevin.
Indeed. We're trying to get Abyss in here, by the way, guys. He's having a little bit of issues, so we're getting that worked out. But no, I mean, again, and I've talked about too, obviously you see the runs there, but you also see some single file. Obviously, this is a lot better than what we saw yesterday, I'll be honest, in Stage 3. But you also look, again, I talked about earlier, this kind of goes in waves. They'll kind of go 2-3 wide for a little while, especially off the restarts. Then they'll single file out, they'll calm down for a few laps, and then guys will get runs and they'll start to go back to the front. And it goes in waves like that. And again, this is the longest stage of the race. So you might not see anything too crazy earlier on. This is a 29, it was a 29 lap stage. Obviously, we're probably getting closer to 20, or we're getting closer to 20 to go in this thing, but it's a lot longer than any of the other 2 stages we've run so far today. So no need to do anything insane at the moment. These guys trying to be, I think, patient to an extent to be able to be there at the end of the race. And we've seen a great race so far. I don't think we've had a single incident as far as that would bring out a game caution. We've had a couple of smaller incidents. Of course, Stage 1 and Stage 2, we had one piece, I believe. But it's been a great race so far. We've had a lot of great racing. We had an amazing Stage 2 finish. And again, it's all been clean. So it's awesome to see this. And again, these guys, even in the long stage, have still been doing a great job putting on the show, Gavin.
Yes, they have, and unfortunately, we saw Asylums tag up the wall. I believe the 18 still suffering from lag issues, but Asylums has made his way back up into the pack with the help of the 18, who might have lagged into him and put him in the wall here just a couple laps ago. Ward Burton, though, still up front with Trippy Tricks right behind him. The 6 of Hades in third, the 61 running in fourth right now. That's the points day that he needs, is a good points day. Material Zero has been having a solid outing in the Xfinity Series in everyone's first season in RHRL. So the 61 definitely been strong. T-Glass runs right there in the 5th spot, and right now that top 5 looks to be peeling a little bit away, as I believe a run is being made by the 89.
20 laps to go. We just hit right there, Gavin. Again, these guys, they're slowly trying to form these runs, but it hasn't just been there. But you know what we haven't done yet? And we did it yesterday, and we're going to do it again. How about a good old Circle B diecast? Crank it up as we come around here to 19 to go, Gavin.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
As these guys cross the line, hit 17 laps to go. Again, about the same things. Not much has changed. These guys have been pretty calm lately, but one thing has changed up here in the booth, Gavin, and that is Abyss got his technical issue resolved. He has joined us. First of all, Abyss, happy birthday. And second, man, obviously you haven't been in the lobby for too long. I caught you up a little bit ago, but what are you seeing so far that's kind of caught your eye?
Right now I'm just kind of interested in seeing this top 3 is a very friendly top 3, but I think there's some friends in the back that don't want to be in the back, so it'll be fun to see how they get up with, I believe, coming to 16th go at the line with, that's Tim leading if I'm not wrong.
Indeed, and by the way, I do want to point out, I don't know who this is, and Gavin, maybe you can tell, there is a lap car as well up in front of the field. Don't know who that is, but interesting. I don't know what happened to them either. Something would have had to have happened, I would assume, to be back this far, which is unfortunate.
I believe it is the 5 of Graham's. I did see him running by himself earlier. It might not be him. Once we get up close, we'll be able to confirm or deny. It might be for the... No, that is the 5 of Graham's there. I believe he got knocked off the pack.
Oh, what is he doing?
He's just going to flip off the track there. And... yeah, that was a good way to get off the track. Just in case if somebody had a run, he wasn't going to be in the way on the high side. Last night with the trucks, you know, Kevin, we had to see the lead pack split the bottom and the high lane. There was lap cars everywhere. It was a lap car minefield. And I haven't been able to say it yet, but happy birthday to Abyss. We've seen that he's gotten some pretty cool gifts. I'm kind of jealous, Abyss. Tell us, how's your birthday been so far?
It's been fantastic. Some people have been jealous of my best gift ever of the next gen console, but I just came back from a great steak dinner. It was fantastic, but I'm strapped in and ready to see who's gonna win at Talledega, Ken.
Indeed.
Yeah, hopefully these guys can
give
you a good Talledega finish, as we've seen at stage 2. Hopefully they continue the good Talledega finishes. But right now they're running right in a straight line. 14 laps to go. You can only think, as this race continues to go by, will these moves start to get more desperate and more antsier, Kevin?
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Trying to check on something. But no, again, by the way, I also want to point out, while we're seeing this race be very calm at the moment, I want to talk about my my order of driver thinking. I brought it up yesterday. We're going to run down this again, because I think this is how I see this race going, and maybe you guys see it going a different way, but I see this race going like this. I think we'll probably see this for a little while longer. I think there's some guys maybe at the back that probably have a lot of speed. I think you might try to see them group up and maybe come towards the front with probably, I'd say, somewhere between 10 and 8 to go and kind of get themselves settled in. But other than that, I think, again, 5 to go. If you're one of these guys up front trying to win this, you got to be looking around for the guys that you know, that you think will go with you. And then once you do that, and also think about what you want to do. 3 to go, you want to start kind of trying to find those guys, get grouped up with those guys, maybe, you know, somehow tell them that you're about to make a move. And then with about 2 to 1.5 laps to go is when you start to set that up. Oh, trouble! Maybe? I heard contact in the back. Looks like they kept it going, but either way, I tell you what, man, I think that's how I see this going, and I do think, again, we saw how Stage 2 ended. I definitely think Stage 3 will end in a similar fashion, but, you know, let's do this too. What do you guys think? Let's do Circle B diecast ones to watch here towards the end of this, and Gavin, I'll start with you. Who are you looking at to win this race?
Well, I hate being first, Kevin, but I think if I'm looking through this pack, I got to make sure I got all the right cars here. There's a lot of good picks. I think I'm going to go with Material Zero capturing his first win in the Xfinity Series. It's going to come tonight at Talledega. So my pick, Material Zero.
How about you, Abyss?
Oh, well, you put me on the spot here. I haven't really been able to see anyone. But I'm going to go with the man in the 22 of T-Glass. He's right there in that 4th position, and I think he might be in the catbird seat to get a great run and make a fantastic move at the last second to get a win here at Talledega.
Well, my Circle B diecast one to watch again, and there's a lot of guys up here that I definitely look at, and I like both y'all's picks. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit, though, and I'm going to go with with Word. He won at Daytona earlier this season in Xfinity. In fact, that's his only Xfinity win to date. I think he's definitely very capable of getting this done again. Getting this done again. Sorry, there's some interesting commentary going on in the party, but by our in-race reporter. But I think Word will probably be able to get this done. But again, it's a tough call here if you're us or if you're anybody, because this pack is so big right now. Look how big this pack is, guys. Anybody in this pack, depending on how the end of this race goes, we've just hit 10 to go, by the way. Still a long way to go around here. We know how much can happen in 10 laps. Not to mention, there's always the possibility we get a wreck at some point and the caution comes out, and boy, wouldn't that change things up. So, anybody in this pack right now, I think, still has a chance. Gavin?
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen at a place like Talledega right now, and I mean, anyone in this pack can win. I think, though, that we got a lot of strong competitors and a lot of very talented plate racers up here, but there's so many wild factors that can play into this finish. As we start to wind down the laps, so you can only start to think moves will start to be made. 9 laps remaining in the contest tonight. So, will we see a last lap pass? I know there's some stat about plate tracks where most of the last lap passes, the winner ends up getting it on the last lap. So we'll have to see if that's what we're going to see here tonight, or are we going to see Tim do some extraordinary blocking and be able to hold on to that lead all the way through of this?
That's good. That's what I'm thinking. But right now, again, I'm gonna say if you're the top, like 4th place on back, you're gonna be thinking of where I'm gonna go, because that 3rd place car, he's not my friend. He's not in my situation. So the planning is, what's the 4th place car gonna do? Because if he moves out, guarantee you, probably either 5th, 6th, 7th, or even 8th might go with him, and that's gonna have a huge run of momentum. Because right now it looks like T-Glass is getting a good gap off of turn number 2 and 4. But he just keeps continuing to push. So he might be testing something for the later, but it's going to be an interesting piece to see what T-Glass can do with the momentum given.
Well, dude, and you talk about T-Glass, and I talked about him earlier, but let's highlight this again because it's important to note here. First of all, you look at T-Glass, he just picked up his first Xfinity win at Dover last week. So he was really happy to get that done. He picked up a 3rd place in the Truck Series last night. He kind of snuck it out. I think even he would kind of agree with that. I don't think he expected to finish there, but the last lap got pretty chaotic, and he was able to make his way through. But he is all but locked into the playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and say again, I think he's locked in. He was so close to it coming in here, if not already locked. I think all he had to do was start today, and he was locked in. So if you look at this, T-Glass doesn't have anything to lose right here. He wants this win and only the win. He has nothing to lose. He's not concerned with points anymore. He's trying to go get this victory. So, you look at that and you say, that would put him in prime position to be able to go try to pull out and make this run. You have guys behind him. I believe Asylums is back here as well.
Never mind. Like Finn made a little bit of a move, but it's not going to be enough. It looks like he doesn't have enough cars, but he has 3. He has 4. He's gaining cars on that outside line. Here they come to the front. Never mind, looks like Casey Bale.
What a ways.
Well, now the man in the 60s 4th. Interesting. Gavin?
We'll have to see if these lap cars up here play a factor. It doesn't look like they will. The 18 got fizzled out there. I believe he lagged, had some issue. Now he's out of the pack. That'll take a factor out, which was lag, which did affect the pack earlier in this race. But now, looking at 4th, a guy that I contemplated picking, I might get bit for not picking him. Asylum's running in 4th. So we'll have to see if a move is made here. I believe we're about to see one. Hades gapping to 2nd right now. He's going to have to make his move smart. And I believe Asylum's making a move behind him. So we might see a double whammy right here if a move is made. But can Hades get a big enough run to take them on 1-on-2? But look at the 60. He's making a move too. Maybe not. Maybe not. They're not going to make the move. They tricked me, guys. They really did. It looked like they were going to make the move, and then it just fizzled out and they just decided to stay in line. Ward Burton still leading. The laps continue to dwindle down. Top 3 right now, Ward Burton in first, second Trippy Tricks, and third is Honorary Hades. I believe up in front, these 2 lap cars are the 44. The 44 of Gamer is blazing, and the 90 of Fabico Gamer doing the 2-man tango, some might say. 2-car tandem up there, like the good old days. We'll see if they can make it work, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Oh no, there's a freight train coming.
They're going to get the doors blown off of those cars here in a minute, guys. So, Kevin?
No, yeah. You look at this. I think I don't see either of these guys being an issue here. Both these guys really clean drivers. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They do indeed go up high. They won't be an issue. Two-car tango isn't going to outrun a freight train. I'm sorry, but this thing's winding down. They haven't done a whole lot yet, other than maybe poke their nose out. When do you see a move happening here?
Oh, it's gonna be on that backstretch. It has to be. That's where you have the most speed coming off the corner. But right now, look at the big gap between Hades and Trip. The gap is huge. Here comes the runoff of turn 2. Will they move? Looks like they're gonna make a move. Here comes the entirety almost of the pack. Here comes T-Glass with them. That looks like it's not gonna. To the nose, gets chopped, and will most likely lose second spot. Here comes Word, never mind. Looks like Asylum at the second, but that move worked out for Honorary Hades. I mean, the 2 to go people.
2 laps remaining in this contest right now. What a move. I didn't think the 2 cars like that would have been able to take on the whole bottom lane, but they managed to do it. The 6 and the 60, and the 60 almost got caught out, but the 6 recognizes that the 60 helped him get up here. I'm going to help him too, and at least lend a hand, and he helps pull the 6 up there. There's a wreck behind him. 07's involved. The 61 into the wall. That's my pick. Now I'm definitely not going to be right.
No caution yet. Still green.
The caution might not come out, but turn 3, the 6 still in the lead, Kevin.
Indeed, and again, we see how all this is going right now. Hades up here in the lead. He's somebody, keep in mind, that is outside of the playoffs by a good little bit coming into this race. He needs this win. That would help him tremendously, and he's trying to accomplish that goal.
Oh, look at him in the 16. He is bogging it in hot. Whoa, pretty much he is dragging the brakes. Heavy Elam's looking up and trying to pass. Looks like Hades, but right now the battle is there on the backstretch. Looks like Asylums has a run. Here comes Asylums, then side by side, but here comes Word. Here comes the entire pack. He'll make it 3 wide.
Oh!
Casey in the wall.
They're all wrecking behind him.
The
They're wrecking behind him. Can Hades hang on? Hades just won.
Hades.
That's going to be a questionable move there. I believe there was a closing gap, and the 69 still put it in there, and the 60 hit the wall extremely hard on the high side, and from there it was wreckers, not checkers. We won't see the checkered flag, but Hades picks up his first ever win, I believe, in the whole league, and it comes at Talledega in the Xfinity Series. So first time we'll be able to hear from Hades, so we'll have to get him in here. Trippy will be in here. He's already here. We've been hearing from him all day. We'll get to hear from him, and you'll all will get to hear from him here in a minute, and Ward Burton, who presumably comes up in third after a big run there on the backstretch. So we'll get to hear from our top 3 shortly.
We came back at the right time.
Gavin, how do you want to split this up? Abyss.
Well, Abyss is the birthday boy. He gets the winner.
It's fair. So how about me and you?
Oh, that's coincidental.
It is.
Isn't it?
Oh.
This is going to be great. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this.
fellas, we have our top three. Gavin, which one of us wants to take third and which one wants to take second?
Well, you took the winner last time, so you're the third. I'll take second again.
All right.
And then we'll let birthday boy take our winner, which is irony.
Really is.
Indeed. So let's let's start this off, man. Third place, Ward Burton. I picked you to win this. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do, Kevin. Yes, I do.
Man, you picked up the win at Daytona earlier this season, and kick off the season, and then, and then obviously we come in here and we saw an amazing race. We saw 2, 3, 4 wide action, hardly any incidents throughout the race. I actually don't know that the only caution I think we had for incident the entire day was the incident on the last lap. So other than that, these guys did an amazing job. So obviously, as an admin, that you've got to look highly on that. But also, from your perspective, you had to start at the back, being one of the hot seat guys, being one of the guys came down to run this one. I believe this is also your last race of the season. So you come down here, you start at the rear, you make your way up towards the front very quickly early in this race, and you don't ever really look back. And you get into stage 3, and you lead a ton of this race, and we'll get to the last lap in a minute. But first, walk me through the rest of your race.
Yeah, Kevin. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Let me make sure my audio is connected. I apologize for that. Okay, it is. It was a fun race. I had a lot of fun tonight. It was up and down. Casey and I started together, dead last, second last, and we raced our way up to in stage 1, all the way up to the lead and inside the top 5 in a matter of 5 laps. And I knew we had a good car. It was just a matter of timing things, feeling things out. In the first 2 stages, we were all great, and we were on the lead there. Maybe was that 3 laps to go when Hades made the move, and Katie's can't correct me, I may be wrong, but they were my party. I knew they were making a move. I just didn't know who else was going to be on the bottom outside of Vinny, and unfortunately it was just me and him. And I knew they were going to make a move, and once he got me, I said, all right, well, he's there. Now we got to try to give it back to him their last lap. And we had a chance. We had a hole. Hades blocked low. I went middle, and then I just made a boneheaded decision and did not lift. And I know Casey's not mad. We had a laugh about it, but definitely not my intent to cause a wreck there. I was going for the win, and we had a push, and I know Vinny was coming with me, and I thread the needle too hard. I don't typically make that mistake, but I think my history granted itself, but that's definitely my bad, and that's not going to happen tomorrow in the Cup Series, needless to say.
Indeed, and I gotta ask, man. Obviously, you led a ton of this thing. It was pretty single file, obviously, for the third stage. We had some moving around. I would say probably middle way through, but for the most part, it was pretty calm up front. So you had it pretty easy until I'd say about 5 to go, and that's kind of when you started to see guys like Hades, backing up runs, trying to see what they could do there. And then, of course, again, like you said, 3 to go, things start happening. But obviously, walk me through specifically the last couple of laps where you're in the lead, you're leading, you then see these moves coming, you have to block them, and obviously we saw what happened there on the back straightaway. I wouldn't blame anybody. It was just kind of tough situation there, a lot of blocking and a lot of chances being taken from everybody to get there, because everybody wants to win this race.
Yeah, again, it just comes down to timing, Kevin. That's the beauty of restrictor plate tracks. You can lead every single lap, and you can still lose on the last one, So we had a great car. I felt like we definitely had one of the best lead cars, if not the best lead car in the field. We made moves to get to the lead on the outside all night long. But, again, one little coordinated move that can, change anything. And I'm not going to hang my head on it. Those guys did a great job. Hades, for the first time in a long time, he really wanted to win. He was able to get it done, and that's a big props to him. I know Vinny needed another good points day. He's going to get that, even though he doesn't come out victorious. And again, for me, I'm just here racing for a win. That's all I'm here for, in terms of my hot seat. And this is probably my last time down. I don't think I'm at the limit, but I don't think I can make it next week. So I'll end this at least on a podium high note. Obviously, like you mentioned earlier, Kevin, we won Daytona, so a win this season's great. Could we have done better? Absolutely. But again, I'm not going to hang my head on it at all.
Indeed, and of course, one more question before my usual. Obviously, you talk about the Cup race, and we'll talk about this on the stream tomorrow, but there's some differences with the package that the Cup Series is doing tomorrow at Talledega. But What can you take out of this race that you learned today, and obviously the truck race yesterday that you learned, and apply to the Cup race tomorrow as the Cup Series closes down on the ending of its regular season as well?
Yeah, obviously, there's going to be a lot of differences. And for folks watching at home, tomorrow we're going to introduce a draft package for the first time in RHRL and try it out as the drivers had voted upon it. So basically, you're going to see a lot of highline action, a lot of slingshots back and forth, and guys switching lanes and trying to mix it up. And you're going to see some hard, aggressive racing. But which is the comp or at least the goal of that draft package. It's been used in multiple leagues. But, I think the most I learned tonight, Kevin, is you learn a lot about the runs, at least on the high side, and learning, how to time yourself up and so on. And I think tonight, granted, I know the Xfinity cars go a little bit slower than the Cup cars, but that right there alone could help me learn a bunch for tomorrow, rather if it's making a move to win the race or just trying to, set myself up through the field, because there's going to be a bunch of ups and downs tomorrow. I may be leading one lap, I can find myself in the back of the pack next lap. That's going to be the beauty of the draft package, but I expect tomorrow to be a lot of fun.
Indeed, man, and we wish you good luck there. But of course, before we let you go, gotta ask, any thank you, shout outs, that type of thing you have for your third place finish this evening?
Yeah, I do want to thank Gavin, who just took a good sigh of relief, as I believe I accidentally just dropped a rock on his foot. But, Dark Abyss, again, since you come back, everything's been great, same as you, Kevin. I want to thank the whole admin crew. And I do want to give a shout out again tonight, obviously, again, Hades' first win of his career. That's massive, for Vinny, a good day. But I also want to shout out Material Zero. I know those gears weren't quite great on the restart, but all I've asked this kid to do is to be aggressive, and I want to see him get more and more aggressive. He won stage 2 today, so give that 61 a ton of credit. And yeah, but I mean, by a hair, I agree with him, by a hair, but got to give him credit because I love to see when Material's successful.
Indeed. Well, with that being said, congratulations on a third place, and good luck tomorrow in the Cup Series race.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Yes, sir. Gavin, you have our second place finisher, Trippy Tricks.
Oh goodness, Trippy Tricks, do you got a copy?
I guess so.
Well, we hope so, because you come home in second, you needed to extend your gap to the cut line, and I believe you did here tonight with some good stage points and a good finish there. Just walk me through your race. You managed to stay basically up in the top 10, top 5 all night long. How did you manage to do that?
Well, Gavin, we came in, we had to make some adjustments. We had to make some adjustments to the car to start off. we had to make.
This is what it's all about, people. It's about having a fun booth, so I could really enjoy that.
We had to make some adjustments to the car because I know last time I raced here, we didn't have as much pull and the car setup wasn't as good as what it was today. And stage 1, we qualified third. We started third, we should say. But we've had a past couple weeks. We got to start third here. Didn't get going good on the start. I started in the wrong gear. Had a slow acceleration, but I was in perfect spots the entire race. I was on the bottom from a lot of the race, getting in good spots. Stage 1, I made one move and then I fell back and I had to move my way back up to 5th. Stage 2, that was a phenomenal finish. Hades was right in front of me. And realistically, I mean, you guys heard me. I said I'm not letting Material lose this stage. But once I saw Hades go up and he got blocked, I was like, I want to win this stage now. But he got me by a hair, so props to him. I love racing around him. But stage 3, it was really, I had the mindset of if I'm just going to be second with somebody like Tim win the race, I mean, it's just going to take points away from everybody else, and I'm just going to get the most points out of it. And at the end of the day, I still got second, but obviously Hades won, Tim got third. But we came away with 50 points, which was the most out of everybody in the lobby, so it's a big day for us.
Yeah, the points definitely going to help your conquest to the playoffs here, which are just around the corner, only, I believe, 2 weeks away. So they're very close, and only one more race to go, and then you can basically bet yourself that you'll be there in the playoffs. If not, we assume we'll still see you racing. But either way, another podium finish for you. You did really good. Is there anything else you possibly could have done to maybe come out on top? Say the caution doesn't come out. Maybe what could you have done to get there and pass that 6 that was very strong on the bottom all race long.
Realistically, I think on that end there, right when the caution came out, I was already on Hades' bumper end in a 3, so I would have had to sag off really quick to try to get something off the corner brewing. But I think maybe the only thing else I could have done was maybe if I noticed when Hades was backing off, I probably could have backed off with him, and maybe me being able to lead the pack instead of him, even though he would definitely not would have wanted that. But no, I don't know. I had it's usually a tough race for me here. Not it just finish wise. We're usually there the entire race at the beginning of the race, just like yesterday in the truck series. We were up there the entire race in the first 2 stages, and then come to the end, we can't put the finish together. So we came here. We had one job. We had to extend our point gap to the cutoff, and I finally got to put a complete race together here at Talledega.
Well, congratulations on finishing here in the podium yet again. I feel like we've seen you up here a lot, and I'm sure nothing's going to change about that. Maybe are we going to see you tomorrow at the Cup race?
No, I got a house party with me, Jacob Monday, maybe Dark Abyss. We're all going to be watching WWE Hell in a Cell tomorrow. We're going to watch some people go through cages. So I would love to run tomorrow, but I got to spend some family time and some time with my good old buddies watching some wrestling.
Alrighty, well, Trippy Tricks will be spending his night tomorrow with his favorite wrestlers out there on the TV. But finishing second, Trippy Tricks, congratulations. Abyss, the birthday
I have
boy,
shout-outs.
you're going to take our winner.
Please. Kevin, can you give me the question? Kevin, can you please ask me?
Kevin, ask your question, your famous question.
Okay. Well, since Gavin doesn't want to do it, maybe he doesn't want to steal it from me anymore. By the way, Gavin, you didn't have to throw that rock at me that Tim dropped on your foot. Just saying, I didn't do anything wrong this here. But
I picked it up and ate it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
That may or may not be true. We won't confirm or deny that. Any shout outs for you, Trippy, tonight on a second place finish?
Kevin, I'm so glad that you gave me this answer, and Gavin almost made me pass up on this, even though he would really wanted to hear these shout outs. So first of all, I obviously have to shout out the booth, you guys letting me yell the entire time when I'm racing in this freaking race week in and week out. It's phenomenal. Got to shout out my quads, 15 laps to go, my quads are burning because I don't have a race chair. So we're sitting crisscross applesauce and all the hips to the quads were burning. Shout out to them for holding up. I'd like to shout out my good family, Ellie and Shep. Shep unfortunately wasn't here to race today because I had a surprise birthday gift for Ellie, and I flew them out to the Bahamas so that they could watch me race, looking out into the ocean. I'm glad that they got to see me.
I hope Chris is watching. We gotta clip that. Somebody clip
that. They got to see me up front of the race. Having a wife to come back home to like Ellie, it's the most beautiful thing I could have in the world. And I'm glad that they enjoyed their gift from me flying them out to the Bahamas.
Vinny, does she give Kevin pet rocks?
I'd like to thank out my stuffed animal penguin Monkamayan. He was cheering me on behind me. Without him, I wouldn't have this conference I had today. And shout out to Material Zero. He's a great racer. I love being with him. He actually, he didn't really, but he helped me fuel save at Auto Club. I took notes from him because he's a good fuel saver. It got me my first win. But I was very happy for him getting that stage win. I was happy I was able to race him clean for it at the end. And I'd like to shout out to Hades. Hades got his first win. Welcome to the Win Club, buddy. Feels nice, but he might have to wait a while to get another one. I'm still waiting on a second one.
Alright. Gavin, do you want to close it off?
I think the only thing we can really say is congratulations, Trippy, on second, and back to you, Abyss.
Oh, of course.
Oh, thank you. Hey, thank you. That was thank you for the present. But this is in a very special victory lane. Hey, you get that copy, my good friend?
I do.
And we have history at this track. Very interesting. That's you. Man, how did you feel today getting your first win at Talledega?
I don't really remember the last lap other than blocking Word because a lot happened. So, and plus I got a lot of good points out of this. So this is really a good race for me. I
Going
blacked
into
out,
today's race, did you expect to get just a great finish, or were you aiming for that win when you first stepped foot in that lobby?
Going for a top 5. Anything extra was a bonus, and Barry succeeded.
We saw you probably coming to 2 to go, if I'm not, or 2 or 3 to go. You and Asylum's really locked bumpers coming off of turn 2, and you almost abandoned him going into turn 3, I believe. What made you kind of stick with him at the end?
Well, he got me to the front. I might as well repay him and get him back to second. Even though I made a bad block ending turn 3. Shout out to Casey.
Yeah, turn 3 is a very slippery slope for a lot of people. What else can I ask you? I'm blanking here, people. Oh yeah, how did you know that, knowing you were under the bubble going into today's race, that now that you got the win and some fantastic points to get you into the playoffs to at least this week?
Well, knowing I needed some more points, I just kind of went for it in some of the times during the race. But if I was near the front top 3, I was just going to ride. So it was kind of a, what's it called, where you just have no limits and you can just go for it and feel no regrets.
That's a rookie problem. If you ain't first, you're last. Okay.
It's kind of a motto.
I'm gonna let Kevin do his favorite question, so I'll have to do if I'm gonna do
Good
Gavin
Lord.
right
Is
here.
it about rocks?
No, I got one thrown at me, and no, we're not gonna. Okay, yeah. Anyway, we're not gonna confirm or deny. Again, we documented this earlier, but Hades, obviously, you come in here under the cut, and you come up here again. I think you said it. You kind of exceeded your expectations. You come away with a win, your first win in RHRL, and it comes, I would argue, at probably one of the most crucial points in the season, especially in your situation. Do you have any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give tonight for not only your first win, but also coming up and moving up on the points after this?
Oh, huge shout out to Casey for continuing to push me down the back when he could have abandoned me. So I pretty much owe the win to him. Posted and Sideways for helping me do the management for the league this week, which is much harder than I thought it would be. And to the booth for giving Vinny the greatest interview I've been a part of, because you guys are awesome.
First of all, thank you for me, and then I'll let Abyss close out.
Yes, Hades again. Love to see you up front. Hopefully, we get to see you in victory lanes, and hopefully, you get to be doing it. Just so you can get your second win before he gets his second. That'll be kind of funny to see. But do you have any plans on how far you think you're going to go into the playoffs? On how do you think you're going to be a contender at the end of this, or are you just going to chillax in the playoffs?
Well, I am getting a shifter, so that should help me a little bit on the fuel and restart. So I should be a little bit better than I've been running this season, and better internet. That's coming too. So look out.
Again, congratulations on your first win here. Hopefully, we get you win more, and hopefully, you're not just a Talledega one race winner, my friend.
Hey.
Gavin, Mr. Honor right here.
Well, other than congratulations, just want to know how you managed to pull it off there at the end after stage 2. We saw how that went. You led most of the laps there and ended up getting it stolen from you at the very end. I guess you decided to flip the script and steal it at the end from someone else. So how did you manage to do that?
Well, it's trial and error, and when I was leading stage 3, I saw Tim do the same move I did to him on a couple to go. So, when you know the only way to pass is to back up and have people go with you, you kind of have to judge how far the gap needs to be. And I just I've been around a lot, and I know the gap that I need to build, and builded it correctly. And thankfully for Tim, not pulling a T-glass block. So, yeah.
We did see the T-glass block earlier, but either way, congratulations on your first and certainly not your last win here in the Xfinity Series and in RHRL, Hades.
Thank you. I'm in the All-Star race. Give me my money now.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Talk more about that
in
later.
the words of Smash Mouth, hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on.
Now we're gonna get copyrighted. Thanks, Gavin.
I'm playing 2K or FIFA first. Which one? Okay.
But man, I tell you what, guys. As we wrap this up, first of all, I think we need to start coining the interviews as its own, as another segment, a sponsored segment, because we make these things so long. But again, we can't help it. I think me and Gavin had this discussion after the truck race last night. These take forever, but it's probably one of the most fun parts of the stream. I mean, you heard Vinny's interview. I mean, we're all in here dying laughing. It's just fun. So we're not gonna change that. We have fun. I'm sure if anybody's still out there watching it, I'm sure especially Vinny's interview was very entertaining, especially if you're if
As
you
they
know
always
us.
are.
Yeah, especially if you know any of us and you know the inside jokes that come in Vinny's interviews. But I hope his
Okay,
audio was included
we're
for
gonna
that.
end it.
Darn it. Okay. Anyways, but I gotta first of all say again, first of all, congratulations to Hades, Trippy, and Word for top three, especially Hades for picking up that first win. That's a big deal. And I have to shout out all these drivers because again, we saw an amazing race tonight. We saw 2, 3, even 4 wide racing at points. All throughout the race, we saw an amazing finish at the end of stage 2, and I wish this thing would have gone all the way back around to the start-finish line. We didn't have that caution, but hey, you know what? We still saw an amazing ending to this race. Very chaotic, but chaotic in a good way. And we saw a lot of moving around. It was a great race, and again, I stress again the fact we only had one caution for incident the entire day, and it came on the last lap. So we had all this great racing, and it was all clean. We had a couple smaller incidents. It's unfortunate for those that were caught in earlier in the race, but they didn't bring out cautions. So we went green all the way up until I'd say about 2 corners and a half straight away till the line. So shout out to these drivers. Shout out as well again to Circle B Diecast. They're a great partner of ours, and again, go support them. Add on to your diecast collection. We talk about it all the time. They have so much stuff there, whether it be diecast from NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA, some sprint car stuff. I've seen some late models and super late models, that type of thing. Some cool stuff. They have a lot of other memorabilia as well: paintings, posters, signs, hats, T-shirts, keychains, you name it. They probably got it.
Kevin, I got a question. If I can go on Circle B Diecast and I buy myself a birthday present, and I go buy, let's say the Kevin Harvick's Monster Gravedigger car, I could get from them.
You can. They should have it. They probably already have it out on pre-order. If not, I'm sure it will be. They come out with new
Probably out of
pre-orders.
stock.
How
Popular it is.
It might be. I don't know. Well, either way, I tell you right now, if you're gonna go get that car, you probably go. Yeah, you might want to go get it now before it goes out of stock. The thing's gonna be popular, but they will probably have that on pre-order. I guarantee it. If it's not already out, it will be very, very soon. And Abyss, make sure when you go do that, if you go do that, make sure you use code RHRL at checkout if the purchase is over $20. Obviously, we already know you live in the U.S., so you check that box off. But any purchase over $20 or $20 or more in the U.S., use code RHRL at checkout, and guess what, Abyss? It's going to come to your house with no extra charge. Free shipping. So make sure you do that and get that checked off. Get that diecast. That thing's pretty cool. I got to say, I'm probably going to get that myself. But and also, my final shout out again is also to you guys and to everybody that watches this thing, watches these every week. Again, it means so much. Thank you to everybody that watched, and thank you to Gavin, you and Abyss for making these so fun. I have so much fun enjoying these, especially the interviews. Thank you to Trippy as well and Tim for giving us, and Hades for giving us quality entertainment. during all this. Hopefully you guys got the same out of it. But I'm gonna shut up now and go eat some rocks, I guess, according to them. So have have a
Well,
nice
Kevin,
night,
while you
everybody.
go eat rocks,
Oh,
I'm gonna
hold
eat
on.
some cake. How about that?
Can you? Oh yeah, wait, hang on. Where's ours?
I don't
That's
want to
enough
drive.
slices.
I don't want to Texas to hand you my cookie cake.
But either way, I'm done. I'm gonna shut up now and I'll hand it off to you guys.
Well, Abyss, any last thoughts here before we do our daily close up? In the song, closing time is what I'm hearing in the back of my head right now. Is there anything else you have left to tell us?
It's been a long day for me, but I'm glad I got to end it like this. Thank you guys all for coming, and again, for today, I'd like to thank everyone that got me this far. I really appreciate it, my friend group, everyone. Hopefully to see you guys, we continue this for more than a year. And I'm just gonna let Gavin close this all out.
Wait, should we sing the happy birthday song to Abyss before we close the stream out?
I think at that point you're doing too much, Kevin. I like the idea, but we're doing too much. People ask us, why does the end of the stream take so long? Well, here's your answer. This is why. This is why the end of the stream takes so long. Because we always do something different.
It's fun.
You can after the stream.
All right.
How about that? You can do it
All right. In the words of Vince McMahon, we're gonna do what's best for business and close this stream up. It's been real. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight and supporting RHRL and me and all of the drivers. It's been really fun. And for K Harvick fan, the Rock Man, and for Dark Abyss, the birthday boy, I am Glixen, and we will be catching you later. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to Air Just Cuz's stream of the Cup race, same time at Talledega at twitch.tv/AirJustCuz. We will see you there. And hope you guys enjoyed tonight, and you'll definitely enjoy tomorrow for some fun plate racing action. But for now, we'll see you next time. Peace.